19 kilometers southwest of Nagasaki. The small island rising from the East China Sea. Today, no one lives here. Concrete ruins stand in rows. Walls have crumbled. Vines have swallowed everything. Only the waves still come. Yet in this place, more than 5,000 people once lived, packed tightly together. A population density of 83,600 per square kilometer. 9 times that of central Tokyo at the time. A world record. The island's name is Hashima, and the people called it by another name. Gunkanjima. Battleship Island. In the 1810s, the fishermen of Nagasaki already knew that coal slept beneath this rocky reef. But in those days, no one had yet come to dig it out. Then the times changed. The dawn of the Meiji era. In a Japan racing to modernize, coal was the lifeblood of industry. In 1890, Mitsubishi purchased this small rocky reef for 100,000 yen. A plot of land barely 6.3 hectares. Not even the size of a single Tokyo dome, where they would build a massive coal mine. As Mitsubishi dug deeper, a staggering truth emerged. The coal seam stretched far, far down beneath the sea floor. The mining face would eventually reach 1,000 meters below the ocean. People would have to live here for extraction to continue. And so Mitsubishi began to build. In 1916, Japan's first reinforced concrete apartment building, Block 30. 4 stories at first. Then expanded again and again, until it rose to 7 stories. The Taisho era, when wooden construction was still the norm across Japan. This island alone was living a different future. It was around this time that the island's silhouette became unmistakable. Through repeated landfill and expansion, the island came to resemble the Japanese Navy battleship Tosa, then under construction off the coast of Nagasaki. A newspaper reporter put the name into print, Gunkanjima. And so the nickname was born. In 1960, the population of Hashima reached 5,267. 5,267 people. Crammed onto just 6.3 hectares. A population density of 83,600 per square kilometer. 9 times that of central Tokyo. Making it the most densely populated place on Earth. Try to picture it. High-rise concrete apartment buildings standing wall to wall. Every inch of the island filled with people. Laundry hanging from the balconies of every floor. Children running across the rooftops. But deep below, a life-or-death labor was unfolding. The miners descended in elevator shafts, 600 meters below sea level. From there, they crawled further still through sloping tunnels. The coal face sometimes reached 1,000 meters beneath the ocean floor. Temperatures exceeded 30 degrees Celsius. Humidity hit 95%. In conditions like a sauna, men dug coal without pause. Underground cooling was eventually installed. But the grueling labor in the depths never changed. When they surfaced, a different world waited above. The island had everything a person needed. A hospital. A nursery. Elementary and junior high schools. The school occupied the upper floors of a 7-story building. The highest situated public school in Japan at the time. The Showa Cinema, opened in 1927. Screened more than 30 films a month. There were pachinko parlors, billiard halls, mahjong rooms, and snack bars. Even a 25-meter swimming pool. There was no beach. The entire island was artificial land, surrounded by concrete seawalls. The children's playground was the rooftop. Wherever you looked, the sea. sky and ocean and concrete walls. And yet, those who grew up on this island say, "We had everything there. There was no place as wonderful as that." But behind this prosperity, there is a history that must be told. From 1939 onward, many people from the Korean peninsula were mobilized and forced to dig coal in the depths of this island. At the time of the UNESCO World Heritage inscription in 2015, the Japanese government acknowledged before the international community that there were people who were brought against their will and forced to work. All those whose hands built the foundation of this prosperity. This record must never forget them. The 1960s. Japan's economy had entered an era of high growth. But it was that very prosperity that would seal Hashima's fate. The dominant energy source was shifting from coal to oil, as cheap petroleum swept the world. The meaning of mining coal 1,000 meters beneath the ocean floor began to be called into question. And then, January 15, 1974, Mitsubishi Mining announced the closure of Hashima coal mine. What must the people have felt? Those who were born on the island, raised on the island, who had lived their whole lives never knowing anything else. What did it mean to them to leave the island? Just 3 months after the closure, in April, the roughly 2,000 residents still remaining began, one by one, to leave the island behind. They gathered their belongings in haste. Whatever couldn't be carried had to be left. Televisions, furniture, children's textbooks, family photographs, a pot worn smooth from years of use. These things remained, quietly, in rooms that would never again have anyone in them. The last boat pulled away from the pier. The island fell silent. The hallways that had once echoed with the voices of hundreds of children. The cafeteria that had rung with the laughter of miners. The island at night, lit by the glow of the cinema. All of it fell silent. And so Hashima became an uninhabited island. Now, with the help of artificial intelligence, let us try to bring back that era of Hashima. The 1960s. Hashima at its peak. Smoke rising from the chimneys. Laundry fluttering on the apartment balconies. Children running across the rooftops. In the depths below, miners with nothing but the lamp on their helmets dug coal every single day without rest. Their hands, blackened with sweat and coal dust, sustained the electricity and industry of post-war Japan. At the Showa cinema, opened in 1927. Tonight, again, a new film is playing. The island's people laugh, and cry, and walk out of the cinema hand in hand. There is nowhere else to go, because the only exit is this island itself. When night fell, the island glowed. Light poured from every window. This small island, floating in the darkness of the East China Sea, looked for all the world like a great ship, anchored quietly in the deep. And then a family's dinner table, gathered around a small low table. A father eating his meal, a mother laughing, a child spreading out homework. Through the window, the East China Sea stretching on forever. This was the everyday life of Hashima. 35 years after the island fell silent, in 2009, Hashima was opened to the public as a tourist site. From restored viewing platforms, many visitors came to gaze upon the island's ruins. And in 2015, Hashima was inscribed as part of the sites of Japan's Meiji Industrial Revolution on the UNESCO World Cultural Heritage List. But even now, the waves keep wearing the island away. The concrete crumbles. The steel rusts. Little by little, the buildings return to the sea. Will the memories of the 5,000 who once lived here also be swallowed by the waves one day? No. They will not. As long as records survive. As long as footage remains. The story of the people who were born on this island. Who worked here, who lived here, and who left, will be carried forward without fading. Gunkanjima, Hashima. You are still here.